Hello. Good morning, everybody. It's me. It's your stranger. It's Olivia. First, let me know if you can hear me because it's been a second since I've done this. So I want to make sure my computer is working. Sorry for not giving everyone a heads up that I was going. July was like a really crazy month for me and my family. I was just making all these last minute trips home, and then I didn't realize it was going to be my last time doing Flourish without saying I was going to be out for a bit. But to explain what I did, because Miss Teresa asked if I would talk about some of my adventures. I went to France with some friends from college, and we went to the Olympics, but 2 years before, in 2022, my friend Emma, she entered into like the lottery and like entered to get a bunch of tickets. And so we won all these tickets for 20 euros, which is like $23 here. And we got to go to like 4 events. We got like 3 soccer games and then a sailing, which was so hot. But it was on the beach, and it was, and we weren't in Paris. So like things were super, super like easy, cheap. Wasn't crazy. It felt like just a bunch of locals going to like a soccer game or like going to watch sailing. So it was super fun, but I'm so happy to be back, and I'm just ready to be back with like, kind of on your grind and back on the direction with the Lord. Not that I was off it, but we have things to work on, so we got things to do. But if you ever wanted, if you know someone who ever like wants to go to the Olympics and that's like their dream, in 2026, the lottery will open for Los Angeles, and I would recommend like looking at areas like San Diego, or I think they're going to go up to like possibly San Francisco, though that city's not that safe right now. But look at like areas that aren't like Los Angeles, because the tickets will be super cheap and it'll be like really easy, like housing, and won't be as crazy. So that was my little Olympic story. And we were listening to Flourish when we were on the beach because it was like 2:00 over there. So I would like blast Flourish, and Pastor Tom, we're sitting there on the beach and we're like, oh, this is some Jesus time. But anyway, happy to be back. And we're on day 40 of Satisfied. But let's see all these little morning birds who are on with us today. You guys are little birds, little Flourish birds. We got Colleen. Good morning. Good morning, Mom. Hello. Connie, good morning. I will be texting you. Connie and I might be leading a life group tonight. So if you don't go to church in person at Oxford, or you like live far away, you're welcome to join us. We have very good conversations. So, and Teresa, good morning. Hello. We have Christy Vibes. Good morning. We got a lot of you. Claudia, good morning. She's got the sun, so that means you guys have some sun where you are. Vivian, good morning. Hello. We got Kimberly, and she's out on the campgrounds. I hope you have a blessed time and just be able to relax and be in nature with the Lord. That's so important. It needs to be prioritized in our society a little more. And Emily, good morning. Man, slips out of my mouth before I can correct myself. Okay, so we're on Satisfied Day 40, 1 Peter 5, 6-7. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that he may exalt you at the proper time, casting all your cares on him, because he cares about you. And the devotion is, wrestling with discontentment while trying to trust God can feel like a fierce battle. One minute we may feel confident and full of trust, but then something occurs that leaves us without peace. God knows our hearts, and he understands our struggle to be content. Because God is a good and gracious Father, he stands ready to be our help in the battle of contentment. Instead of shaming or berating us for not being satisfied, God invites us to cast our cares onto him. He does not want us to dwell on what is making us discontent. He wants us to give him everything that we are feeling and experiencing. Why? Because he cares for us. Knowing that God cares for us encourages us to cast our cares upon him instead of sinking deeper under the weight of discontentment. However, Peter does not just exhort us to cast our cares on God, but also humble ourselves under his hand. Humbling ourselves allows us to surrender to God's control. Often, discontentment occurs because we do not want to yield to God's ways and plans. But when we humble ourselves, we acknowledge that God is our mighty King. In fact, When we humble ourselves, we are more inclined to cast our cares upon the Lord. Clinging to our cares means that we do not see God as big enough to work through our circumstances. But when we humble ourselves before God, we entrust our cares to the one who reigns supreme. And it is when we allow ourselves to be made low that we can make ourselves available to be lifted up. While God can lift us up in this life, we will be truly exalted when we are glorified in eternity. Until then, we can humble ourselves before him and cast every care upon him. So that is so good. And I have to say, because I literally went through this yesterday, I woke up, I didn't know if I was going to share this, but some mornings you just wake up and your heart is pounding. I was feeling homesick. I do like a little bit of 2 churches where I volunteer, and I do backstage work at Times Square Church, and they had me stage managing that yesterday. And it's my least favorite job to do sometimes. But so my heart's pounding. I didn't want to do it. I was just anxious. I'm going to mess up. But I was like, no, we're going to step through this with God. Things are always going on in your mind and you can't control it sometimes. So I was like, just take a step, every step with the Lord, every step of the way. And the whole day ended up going like perfect. And through little moments, I just felt God like just holding my heart, being like, it's okay. We're going to go through this. It's my way. Like, you can't throw the towel in yet. We have so much to do here. And I was so glad that I didn't give in to my anxieties. I didn't give in to my discontent, which might sound crazy after I just said I went to the Olympics, but the brain kind of like, you can be under attack sometimes and by yourself or whatever. And so if you're anything like me, or if you struggle with just waking up and having your mind like go at it with you, even though you maybe have asked for some of the things that you have now or your circumstances, just take it step at a time. I swear to you, God will always show up, because he did. Because then at the end of yesterday, they were like, we see the work that you're doing. You're doing great. We want you to keep growing. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank God I didn't tell you I had anxiety today. Thank God I trusted God. So that was a little bit of that. But anyway, the reflection of today is, in what ways can you rely on the Lord in the battle for contentment? And I'll just say, literally minute by minute, step by step, pray to the Lord. He's going to relieve you of the discomfort and bring you into something new. He'll always bring you into something good and into his plans, because he is a good father and he loves us. So anyway, all right, enough jibber jabbing around, right? It is Monday morning. We have things to do. Or we have camping to do, which sounds very fun. Connie says, I have to switch one thing at 9 and I should be able to leave tonight. And if not, I'm good. I'm there. You do what you got to do. Claudia, I needed to hear this. I'm glad. Sometimes I hear things. I'm like, should I share that? Should I not? So it's nice to know sometimes that it's helpful. Jody Glenn, good morning. Happy that you can join us. And so good. Thank you. Well, it's him, right? Always him. So have a blessed Monday. Go be the hands and feet of Jesus. And if you're watching later, I hope you're enjoying the evening and whatever time of the day that you're watching with. And happy that you can just join us here, now, later, wherever you may be. But may the Lord bless you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, be gracious unto you. I don't know why I'm saying this. May he lift his peace upon you and give his peace. I messed that up because I got nervous, but that's okay. The intent was there. All right. Have a great Monday, and we got devotion snacks. All right. Love you. Peace.